good, YouTube? It's your girl Jade.
It's your boy Yohance.
And welcome to our channel, Get Into the Black, where we share with you our personal journey to freedom.
We're going to be sharing with you topics on finance, travel, and some really cool lifestyle hacks.
So if you're interested in any of those topics, please be sure to smash that subscribe button.
And hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we upload a video.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about life in Puerto Rico as an African American.
But before we get into that, here's a quick message from our sponsors.
Over 85% of consumers search online before even setting foot in a store. This means that consumers are going online to businesses' websites, directories, and search engines before they even come close to entering the physical store. So isn't it just as important for a local business to have a great online presence? One that allows customers to find them with ease? With our software, we help you create a strong foundation for your digital reputation. We help build your online presence to improve search engine rank and make sure your business information is correct across the web. This ensures customers will always be able to find you online and on the street. You could do all of this on your own, but why would you spend more than 300 hours a year working on this? You have a business to run. Save time and put our software to work for you.
To make this kind of easy to understand, we're going to separate this video into pros and cons. We're going to start out with our pros.
Yes.
The first pro is feeling safe.
I really don't worry about police brutality here. The cops are here to do their job in the fact of they're really focused on the crimes and things that are really hurting the community, the people, versus when I'm just walking down the street or driving in a car. I'm not scared that I'm going to get pulled over because I'm in a nice neighborhood or I have a nice car that I'm driving. I don't get that type of intensity and scarcity in my mind now. It took a while to get there, but that's one of my biggest things that I really love about being in Puerto Rico as an African American.
One of the other things is just like cost of living. When you're talking about being an African American and trying to generate generational wealth on the mainland, that's super difficult because just the cost of living in most places is so expensive, especially with us coming from Southern California.
Yeah.
No.
So when we decided to see what the alternative option was, Puerto Rico was that alternative option for us. I have been looking at Puerto Rico since like 2017, and given now that we were in a position to be able to make a move like that, I felt this was the one time in life that I probably will be able to do it. So I love the fact that the cost of living is so much more affordable here, even though it is going higher.
We're comparing everything, especially to Southern California, where we live at. We're really close to the beach. We have a lot of necessities that are very close in proximity, like the grocery stores right across the street. In Southern California, to have where you have the beach, a close grocery store, you don't really need a car to get around. You're paying an absorbent amount of money.
Puerto Rico is a very large island, and there's so many other places that we could go to. Just going across the street, the building that we can see across the street from us is half the price for more space, right? So it's really relative in what you're looking for and what you want out of your lifestyle.
And you know, and that kind of goes into the next pro that we have, and it's just that the lifestyle here is a lot slower.
Thing is, with Puerto Rico, it's a very unique place. I like to call it, I like to describe it as America and the Caribbean had a baby, right? You got a really good, strong workforce here. People are willing to hustle, willing to make things happen. But you also got those same people are taking their weekends, taking their holidays. We're gonna take the big speaker. We're gonna get some medallas, and we're gonna go to the beach or the local like river somewhere and really relax with family. Super family oriented.
People work to live instead of living to work.
And that was one of the biggest things what made us want to move away from Southern California where we were at.
So that's the pros. Now we're going to be getting into a couple of these cons. The first one is just feeling separated.
Yeah.
So back home as an African American, we deal a lot with redlining and having segregated communities. It might not be by law, but it's definitely de facto segregation. We notice that a lot still here on the island. Like, a lot of the dark Puerto Ricans still live in certain areas. Even though we deal with redlining in both places, the difference is back home we were living in a predominantly black community. So we saw our friends, we saw our family, we saw people who look like us on a common daily basis. Here, not so much.
And so, as well travel and how I have so many friends and people all around, I really miss seeing people who move and kind of talk like me. And I kind of miss that. I miss my community. You know what I mean?
That's one of the main differences. Is you have to actively seek out your community. For anybody who is looking to move to Puerto Rico and you're African American and want to tap in, we definitely got some cool WhatsApp groups for you. So just leave a comment and we'll be sure to get you connected. The next con, I would say, is just the food.
One of the biggest things that we noticed here is that, like, the U.S. base owned grocery stores, they have a lot of the fruits and vegetables and stuff are imported in. The quality of the food is based off of from harvest to plate, right? I like to shop and do things locally. Even though it may cost a little bit more, I put that into my budget knowing that I may pay a little bit more, but I'm also helping out my community. New movement that's been happening called Gringo Go Home.
I don't know how to describe how I feel whenever... First, let's talk about what's happening.
I tell you how I feel. I feel disrespected. Just straight up.
Yeah.
My ancestors, and I'm very aware of my ancestor, my African portion of my ancestry, have gone through a lot, and to be grouped in to a term that does not fit what our personal intentions are, to just give this method of anybody can get it, everybody gonna get this heat. It's like a chemotherapy to a cancer to me. And I feel like the whole movement has a lot of validity to it, because there's things and why they're mad and upset where I can honestly understand and connect to. But the thing is, when you just lump people together, you don't educate yourself on the people that you are trying to communicate with, which comes off as attacking someone. I just feel disrespected. I feel like I'm back in the ghetto of where I grew up, where everything was a very hostile environment, and it's just discomforting, and I feel like it's disrespectful to our culture as African Americans, and even my other culture of Jamaican, right? On that side, and what we've gone through.
I think when you just talk about intersectionality and the fact that, I get it, we are American, but we're also African American.
Yeah.
And that's a really important part of our identity and how we move and how we make decisions. When we decided to come here to Puerto Rico, it was very intentional. For us, this was our opportunity to take control over our life, take control over our finances. And one of those things was, for us, we no longer wanted to contribute tax-wise, money-wise, to a system that was oppressing us. So when we come to a place and we're being told that because we don't pay taxes, that we are...
We pay taxes.
Yeah.
we pay taxes. We just don't pay the same that you pay, right? Because we decided to do things a little bit different. Go ahead.
Yeah. So because, in their opinion, they think we don't pay taxes, and because they think we don't pay taxes, that they lump us in this category with a group of what I would identify too as colonizers. I get what you're stating, and that's why it's really difficult for me, because as an African American, I'm looking at the dynamics here on the island. The black people still live in certain areas, so clearly to me there is a sense of racism. And here, which is very interesting, because when I speak about race here on the island, a lot of the times when I speak to white Puerto Ricans, it's a complete denial that even exists. And I've even had someone tell me that it's not about race, it's about class. And it reminds me a lot of being on the mainland, how it's not yet connecting, that race reinforces class. There's a reason why the dark-skinned Puerto Ricans still live in certain parts of the island. And it is not by accident. It's definitely by design. And I think just to clarify a little bit too, that for us, I think it's working as a pro and con because we are African American. When we see people in public, they don't act like that.
No.
It's when they see us on social media and they realize some of our connections, then that's when they start to act out. So if you're African American, I don't want you to think that if you walk the streets of Puerto Rico, people are going to be coming screaming in your face, "Gringo, go home." You might see subliminal messages like on the ground. You'll see that, or on the wall or something. But as far as we know, we don't know any African Americans who have experienced that in person. We do know some white people who have been called out and have been attacked.
And that's the thing, is that like coming here, I've gotten more Puerto Ricans to encourage, and I'm more happy that people like us are here. I mean people like us, African American too, because diversify, but the way we think and speak is the like-mindedness, right? That's what's like, we need more people like you here, and that's what we're looking to do. So if you're interested in becoming and coming to Puerto Rico to either visit, stay, travel, just live or something, make sure you contact us, and so we can set up a time and we can help you in that process. So, I mean, you have anything else to say about it?
No, I think that pretty much wraps up this video.
Yes, it does.
I just want to thank you guys for, if you stayed to the end of this video. We know it's kind of lengthy, but we appreciate if you stayed and listened to our experience as African American. I hope that you are able to gain something from our experience. We
want to say we apologize for maybe the additional noise you might hear. The power went out, so we've been without power for the last hour or so. And but that's part of being in Puerto Rico, being on the island, but we're gonna probably enjoy the rest of the day outside.
All right.